Welcome back, class. I am Mr. Betts, and this is Memestory, in which we examine an important historical topic using the internet's greatest resource, meme videos and other funny clips. Today's topic, Watergate. Oh, and by the way, if you like my official MrBettsClass t-shirt, you can get your own at my Redbubble store, link down in the description. It's the presidential election season of 1972, and incumbent candidate Richard Nixon is well on his way to winning re-election by a landslide.
Cam and Colin, run in here and come get y'all juice. Shit.
But on June 17th, 5 men are arrested for breaking in, stealing documents, and bugging the Democratic National Committee headquarters in the Watergate Hotel. They were actually caught red-handed. Do we have footage of the guard catching them?
Ah! Stop! I could have dropped my croissant!
So they're arrested, and it's found out that some of them have links to a group called the Committee to Re-elect the President, or, I kid you not, Creep. Listen, if somebody asks you to join a group called Creep, you just say,
No thanks.
What?
That's freaky.
Now some of the conspirators are ready to talk, and that's when Nixon arranges some hush money to shut them up. But eventually, secrets are revealed.
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Nixon's also trying to obstruct justice by hatching a plan to have the CIA impede the FBI's investigation. But publicly, Nixon swears up and down he's had nothing to do with this. In fact, this is his defense.
What? You know me. I don't.
Anyway, whispers start trickling out, and Washington Post reporters Woodward and Bernstein start digging and unraveling this web of conspiracy. They're aided along by a source known only as Deep Throat, and only they know who this source truly is.
There's my dog's new costume.
Morty.
That's a different dog.
And as the story comes out, the Senate starts having public hearings about Watergate. Former White House counsel John Dean drops a bombshell when he reveals that Nixon secretly tapes all conversations in the Oval Office. This is amazing!
The support of others. He approaches the current custodians of the staff. Birmingham Museum.
So now everybody wants those tapes, because if the president did indeed actively try to cover up Watergate, it's going to be on them. But Nixon, citing executive privilege, says nope, he thinks he knows the law better than everybody else.
I think I know more about American Girl than you do.
You never listen to any American Girl style.
But why would Nixon... Oh, it's my Speak Softly and Carry a Big Stick Nagin Roosevelt shirt. You can get that one from my Redbubble store too, link down in the description. But why would Nixon want to make these secret recordings anyway? Well, he was a paranoid dude, especially since a few years earlier, the Pentagon Papers, the secret history of the Vietnam War, were leaked.
Now all I heard was saying, help me, help me. I got to pee.
Oh, that's what he said?
I got to pee.
Oh.
I'm gonna pee on myself. I just peed on myself.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Anyway, Special Prosecutor Archibald Cox, who's in charge of the Watergate investigation, he demands the tapes. Responding to this, Nixon tells his Attorney General to fire Cox. The AG refuses and resigns, as does the Deputy Attorney General. Eventually, Nixon finds somebody to fire Cox, and the whole thing is known as the Saturday Night Massacre. Things are getting so intense.
This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call
iridocyclitis.
But wouldn't you know it, the new special prosecutor also wants the tapes. Nixon tries to substitute in partial transcripts, but that's not gonna cut it. Congress, the special prosecutor, the public, we want the tapes. Give us the tapes. Give it to us now.
Where's the money, Lebowski?
It's down there somewhere. Let me take another look.
And then the Supreme Court in the United States versus Nixon orders the president to hand over the tapes, including one with irrefutable evidence that Nixon was involved in the conspiracy to cover up Watergate. Nixon is going down. The House is ready to issue articles of impeachment for obstruction of justice, failure to comply, abuse of power. What can Nixon do? Get out of there. That's what he can do. Nixon. Oh, look, it's my A Push It Real Good t-shirt. You can get that one at my Redbubble store too. Blah, 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 blah. So Nixon resigns, becoming the only president to ever do so. He throws up the deuces and leaves the White House by helicopter.
Isaiah, say helicopter. Helicopter.
This makes the recently appointed VP, Gerald Ford, he's now president. Ford goes on to pardon Nixon, a very controversial decision, but he says that the country just needs to put it all behind us. But we can still see the lasting effects of Watergate today. Often in American politics, the public has a general cynicism and distrust of government and those in positions of authority.
Here's like an actual customer out here. What's the best kind of firework to buy?
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
Where are your parents? Kid's sketchy.
So that's the Memestory of Watergate. If you laughed or if you learned, give this video a like. And as we get to the end of the school year, if you've enjoyed MrBettsClass, or maybe you hate it, but your teacher loves it, consider getting one of the MrBettsClass t-shirts for yourself or as a gift. I'll leave the link down to my Redbubble store in the description. And make sure you subscribe because it's not done. There's still a lot to learn. We're gonna learn it together. Be safe, and I'll see you next time.